Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. Today we're going deep, like really deep into 2 Samuel chapter 6.
Yeah.
King David, the Ark of the Covenant, Jerusalem,
Mm,
big stuff.
lots to unpack there.
Yeah, it's more than just an ancient story, though, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's a story that really grapples with reverence and setbacks and expressing yourself authentically.
All the good stuff.
Have you ever felt out of sync with how other people express you know, their faith or their beliefs?
Yeah, for sure.
This story might resonate with you.
It's fascinating how this story, written thousands of years ago, still speaks to us today.
It really does.
It raises questions about how we approach the things that we consider sacred, how we deal with, when things go wrong, and how we navigate the tension between personal expression and what society expects of us.
Hmm. So to refresh everyone's memory, David,
Yeah.
the king of Israel, decides to bring the Ark of the Covenant, which was a symbol of God's presence, to Jerusalem.
Right.
And he assembles this huge procession.
Oh, yeah.
There's music and dancing, a real party atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah, they were pulling out all the stops for this one.
You can practically feel the energy, the anticipation.
Totally.
Yeah.
This is a monumental event for them, bringing the symbol of their faith right to the heart of their kingdom.
But as with many grand endeavors, things don't go exactly as planned.
You could say that again?
So they're transporting the Ark on a cart, and it starts to wobble.
Go.
And a man named Uzzah sees it teetering, and he reaches out to steady it. And tragedy strikes.
Yeah, the text tells us that Uzzah is struck dead.
Right there on the spot.
And this sudden, shocking event throws everyone into confusion and fear. I mean, this wasn't just a mishap. This was a divine intervention,
Yeah.
a stark reminder of the reverence that's due to the sacred.
David's understandably shaken, and he halts the procession,
Right.
decides to leave the Ark at the house of Obed-Edom, probably thinking, maybe Jerusalem can wait.
Yeah, what's interesting is that during the 3 months that the Ark stays with Obed-Edom, his whole household experiences blessings and prosperity. It's as if the presence of the Ark, even in this unplanned detour, brought good fortune.
It does make you wonder about the unexpected ways that embracing what we hold sacred can impact our lives.
It really does.
So David hears about these blessings, and he decides to try again to bring the Ark to Jerusalem.
Okay.
But this time he's learned from the previous mistake.
We're going to make that one twice.
He makes sure that everything is done according to the prescribed rituals, with the Ark carried by Levites as tradition dictates.
Right by the book this time.
And when the Ark finally reaches Jerusalem, David, overcome with emotion, breaks into a dance.
I can just imagine.
Not just a polite two-step. This is a full-on, uninhibited expression of joy.
That's awesome.
He's so caught up in the moment, he's not even concerned that he's dancing in a simple linen garment.
Yeah.
The kind of attire usually worn by priests, not kings.
Interesting.
It's this powerful image of letting go of ego and embracing pure, authentic joy.
Yeah. But not everyone shares his enthusiasm.
Uh-oh.
David's wife, Michal, sees him dancing, and, well, let's just say she's not impressed.
Oh, no. She criticizes him for acting in a way that she deems undignified, especially for a king.
You can almost feel the tension in that moment.
Yeah.
This clash between David's unrestrained joy and Michal's judgment highlights the complexities of navigating personal expression, societal expectations, and the different ways we experience and show our beliefs.
For sure. Yeah, it's almost as if the story is, presenting us with these two opposing forces. David's raw, genuine expression of his faith,
Right.
and Michal's adherence to social decorum, her concern with how things appear, makes you wonder where we fall on that spectrum, right?
Yeah.
Are there times when we hold back our true selves, our genuine emotions, because we're afraid of being judged?
Absolutely. That tension between authenticity and fitting in is something we can all relate to even thousands of years later.
Yeah.
But before we go too deep into that, I'm still stuck on that first part of the story, with Uzzah reaching out to study the Ark.
Yeah.
It seems like such a simple act, and yet the consequences were devastating. It is a jarring moment, and it really forces us to confront this idea of reverence. What does it mean to approach something with reverence? Whether it's a religious symbol, a deeply held belief, or even just another person.
Right.
Uzzah's intention might have been good, but the story suggests that approaching the sacred requires more than just good intentions.
So it's not just about what we do, but how we do it.
Exactly.
Like, even in our secular world, are there areas where we've lost that sense of reverence, where we need to maybe slow down, be more mindful, and approach things with a deeper understanding of their significance?
Precisely. Think about the way we consume information. you know?
Right.
The way we interact on social media, the way we treat our environment. Are we engaging with these things with the respect and consideration that they deserve?
Hmm.
Or are we just rushing through, consuming, discarding without truly appreciating the weight of our actions?
Yeah, it's like that saying, we don't inherit the earth from our ancestors, we borrow it from our children.
Right.
There's a sense of reverence implied there, a recognition that we're part of something bigger than ourselves.
Exactly. And that brings us back to David. Remember, after that initial setback with Uzzah,
Right.
he doesn't just give up. He doesn't say, well, I guess God doesn't want the ark in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Instead, he steps back, reevaluates, and tries again this time, making sure everything is done according to tradition.
That's a powerful lesson right there.
Yeah.
It's not about avoiding failure. It's about how you respond to it.
Right.
David could have easily been paralyzed by that tragedy, but instead he used it as an opportunity to learn and grow.
And isn't that something we could all benefit from?
Absolutely.
In a culture that often glorifies success and downplays failure, David's example reminds us that setbacks are inevitable, but they don't have to define us.
Right.
What defines us is how we pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and keep moving forward, hopefully with a little more wisdom than before.
It's like the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold, highlighting the cracks and imperfections.
Right.
Instead of hiding our mistakes, we can embrace them, seeing them as part of what makes us whole and unique.
What a beautiful analogy.
And that leads us to the final and perhaps most challenging lesson from this story. David's ecstatic dance and Michal's disapproval. This contrast highlights the importance of authentic expression,
Yeah.
even or perhaps especially when it goes against societal norms.
Interesting.
It's like David is saying, this is how I connect with the divine, this is how I express my gratitude, and I'm not going to apologize for it. In a way, isn't that what we're all searching for?
Yeah.
The freedom to be ourselves, to express our joy and our beliefs without fear of judgment.
It's a lifelong journey for sure.
It is.
But David's example and even Michal's contrasting response serve as a powerful reminder that authenticity takes courage. It takes a willingness to be vulnerable, to step outside of our comfort zones, and to embrace the fullness of who we are, and in a world that often tries to fit us into neat little boxes.
Right.
That's a truly radical act.
You know, it's amazing how this story, told and retold for centuries, still has the power to challenge us.
Yeah.
David's dance, Michal's reaction, they force us to examine our own relationship with authenticity. Do you ever feel like you're holding back, not fully expressing who you are, maybe out of fear of what other people might think?
It's a struggle a lot of us face, isn't it? We live in a world that often values conformity. It encourages us to fit in, to follow the prescribed path.
Right.
But David's unrestrained joy, his complete disregard for appearances, it's like a powerful reminder that true freedom lies in embracing our authentic selves.
And it's not just about outward expressions of joy, is it?
No, not at all.
It's about bringing that authenticity to all aspects of our lives, our work, our relationships, our values.
For sure.
It's about aligning our actions with our beliefs, even it's difficult, even when it makes us stand out from the crowd.
Exactly. It takes courage to live authentically, to resist that pressure, to conform, to stay true to what we believe in, even when it's unpopular. But the rewards, the sense of peace and fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with our true selves, that's worth striving for.
This whole story, it's like a blueprint for living a more meaningful life.
Yeah.
It reminds us to approach life with reverence, to learn from our setbacks, to embrace our authentic selves.
Absolutely.
And maybe, just maybe by doing so, we can create a world where everyone feels safe to express their joy, to share their gifts, and to contribute their unique voice to the symphony of life.
Beautifully said. And isn't that a goal worth pursuing, a world where each individual can shine their light brightly without fear of judgment, where we celebrate our differences and embrace the richness that diversity brings to our collective human experience?
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into 2 Samuel 6. We hope it sparked some new insights and inspired you to bring a little more reverence, resilience, and authenticity to your own journey.
Until next time, may you find joy in the unexpected detours, wisdom in your missteps, and the courage to always be true to yourself.